Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
About
This
that.
call has to be recorded because it's going on YouTube, and I'm going to like
Oh,
send it. Yeah. Oh God Almighty.
we start all
Okay.
over. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So let me just start again. So my name is Fashola Miriam, and I am a master's student at the University of Greenwich, and I'm presenting my final year project today, my consultancy project with Father of Creativity, who is my client, my uncle, on his newly launched book, How to Monetize Creativity in Africa. So,
The pleasure.
yeah, yeah, here is my client, and I'm so happy doing this today. So, I'll be sharing my screen now, and I'll start with the whole presentation again.
All right, let's go.
Yes. So, my client, Father of Creativity, and my project today is a strategic social media influencer marketing strategy for the book How to Monetize Creativity in Africa. So I'll start with where we are right now and where we want to get to. According to research, the research I did, the Nigerian creative economy is booming and is worth 4.2 billion and is majorly fueled by Gen Z and millennials who live online. Everybody is online right now, and here there is a challenge. There is a massive gap in resources to help these creatives monetize their talents, and that is why Father of Creativity came up with that book, that creative education book, to fill this gap, to make sure these people are monetizing their knowledge, their strengths, while they are still in limelight, while they are still getting the buzz. So this book is not just a book, it's not just a publication, is a way that we can take this book from just a normal publication into a movement, and that is what I'm going to be showing you in the course of this presentation. So based on, I actually did a current audit of your current marketing, current audit of the situation, and what I can see is your strength. The strength right now is, you know you have a strong personal brand, you've done successful campus events, and you have like 5,000 creatives in your network. In as much as we want to create trust, credibility for people to actually trust this book, to trust this creative education book, that's why we are bringing influencers on board. And one weakness I can see is that we don't have like a structured influencer plan, we don't have a structured digital strategy, and the book is only known within your circle. So what opportunities do we have? The social boom on TikTok and IG. Everybody is on TikTok right now. A creator can go to TikTok right now today and get all the engagements they need. But how do they monetize this thing? How do they monetize their engagements? How do they get their flowers while they are still, in limelight? And also the growth of Creators Hub. I actually spoke to different people for this project. I spoke to different people for this project. I spoke to your potential readers. I spoke to readers. I spoke to publishers. I spoke to influencers and also the internal members. That is the founder and the marketing team. And one thing everyone was telling me, especially the publishers who are in the space, is that there is like a decline in reading culture. And according to my own research, according to literature, most people were saying, once Nigerians leave school, they hardly read. And I think I kind of resonate with that. So how do we bridge this gap? This is a creative education book. How do we get people to actually read, this book? Is one of the things we'll be discussing in this presentation. So another threat that I can see is authenticity issue. When I did my survey, most of our target audience or potential readers, they were saying they would only trust influencers who look like the book, like who are like similar to the book and have like a personal connection to the topic they are talking about. Influencer that looks real and all of that. And also another thing that I heard was free content competition. There are so many creators online, just talking about how you can um make money, how you can monetize this that. But obviously one thing your book has is the fact that is the first of its type in Africa. And also it has the Africa, what do I call it, Africa's point of view. This is coming from like an African, not the Western book that we always buy, to learn
An
business.
African narrative.
Yeah, he has the African narrative. So now the opportunity is massive, but we have to like make use of it. We have to build reach, credibility, and engagement beyond your circle. So obviously, what is our objective for this campaign is to get like 1,000 copies sold in a short period of time, maybe in like 6 months, and also grow your community more by 5,000. Host 5 influencer-led offline activations and all of that. Yeah. So and also based on my research, I was able to segment your audience, and we have like 3 of them. Obviously, I'll call all of them creative entrepreneurs, but we have emerging creatives. Based on my research, we have emerging creatives. The creatives that are just coming up. We have the creative entrepreneurs, the ones that are already there, like freelancers, startup owners who are looking for monetization strategies. Then also we have like career switchers, the professionals that are just entering into the creative economy. So these people need framework and legitimacy. They want someone who has already been there and can show them, how is, done. So, and also when I did my research, I was able to discover how these people, how do they even get books to read. So most of them said from peer and influencer recommendations, from IG and TikTok, through reviews, trends, storytelling, from LinkedIn, people that publish thought leadership, stuff, from WhatsApp, campuses, bookshop, and events. What moves these people? What type of content do they actually engage with? So most of them really said that they don't want anybody to come and educate them. Obviously, if you audit social media well, you see people don't really engage with educational contents the way they actually engage with entertainment, content. Me, I call it entertainment, where, that is a strategy that we have to use when you combine education with entertainment, right? Are you with me? Are you here?
Yes, I am. I'm listening.
Okay. Okay, so what are the things that actually move these people? Simple and relatable hooks, not giving them heavy lectures, strong packaging, when you have a strong branding, it's all attractive, and also these people get to like buy more early, very, in like the first 15 days of the month. And this leads to our strategic approach and positioning for this campaign. So it's in 3 parts, and I named it the authentic influencer marketing strategy. So first, authenticity first. For every influencer we are going to be using, they have to read the book, review it before they actually recommend. And also for the influencers, we based on my research, I came into a conclusion that we should focus more on the nano and the micro. So it's more of 80% nano creators and 20% established creators. Then also, what is our content going to be around? It's going to be around entertainment, education, more of storytelling, visuals, unlike lectures, and just lecturing them like, oh, this is how you build a contract. No, we have to make it entertaining, that, oh, and also maybe use relatable stories. Like, we all know these mobile issue with the record label. It's something that we can create something fun and engaging around, just to make people see that it is important, to know how you monetize your stuff in a way. And also the core message, like you said, is from passion to profits. So then, yeah, I'll be going into how do we select these influencers that we want to work with. So we'll be using influencers in the business and creativity niche, and most of their content, 60% of their content, needs to be relevant to business and creativity. they need to have like 70% Nigerian audience. Their engagement rate has to be, high. And also they must not promote any competitor's book in like in the course of the campaign, while we are still working with them in like that period of 6 months. So what value do we get from these nano influencers? They have higher trust, deeper engagement, and it's cost effective. They are not so expensive. Then also we use the micro influencers that have little bit of audience, just to amplify and solidify the whole thing. When Nano creates the buzz, we need some people that are like the established voice to say yes, this
Yeah.
is true, just for credibility and social proof. So then I'll move to our platform mix and content team. So what platforms are we going to be using for this campaign? We'll be using Instagram, just for visuals and lifestyle. For TikTok, we'll actually be creating like a challenge. So and so on TikTok, these influencers will do the challenge, will also employ people, their audience. They would employ their audience to actually take part in the challenge. Also, will create quick tips. And also, you as a person, you actually have like a podcast, maybe with one of these influencers. Not a podcast, but it's going to be like a podcast setting where when they are asking you questions and you're kind of answering it, you just telling them your own story. Like, obviously this book is not just a book, it's coming from my experience, you know in the creative space. Is my experience right from when I was young till I got to this point. I've what you've been able to like what you've been able to do. Also, we'll be using LinkedIn, we'll be using Twitter. Then also, what is our content team going to be about? So majorly, most of the influencers said, when I review books, I get engagement. When I unbox, when I make it um relatable. So obviously we need to be in line with what these influencers actually get great engagements with. So our content team is going to be around real review, the book their experience with the book, quick wins, transformational stories. That is with the influencers, creating like a dialogue, something. Then also what we'll be having this problem solving contents, where we talk about the challenges these creatives are facing and how they can actually solve it. So how do we deliver this content? It has to be more of humor, relatable tones across all themes, creative storytelling, unboxing videos, reels with entertainment. So how what type of partnership models are we going to be using? So also the partnership model is going to be more of 70% influencer led. You are going to like give them the creative freedom, to create what they feel is right, like what they feel gets the engagement. Then 30% brand guidance. That is, them staying within brand values and brand values. Yeah, so they don't do what we don't want to be known for. Then also you will be approving the content, you will review the whole process, but obviously we are not over scripting things. Then regular check-ins and giving them feedback. So for the nano influencers and micro influencers, we'll be giving them like a fixed fee alongside performance bonuses, like if they are able to go beyond this, if they are able to reach this target or goals, we are going to give them this bonus. Then all of these influencers, they are going to get free copies, marketing materials. And also in our contracts with these influencers, we need to be very clear that they have to be authentic. Please read this book first, because you have to read it first. You have to be able to put yourself in this book. And yeah, so the timeline, I have the foundation stage, the amplification stage, and the conversion stage. The first stage is the influencer outreach, when we actually reach out to these influencers, send them messages or maybe like an email telling them what the book is about, what we are expecting from them, and if they are able to like do it. After, if we are able to get the people we need, we'll send them review copies, we'll and also briefing materials, and obviously pay them. Then also in the third or fourth week, we start reviewing the content they are doing, and start publishing. Then also, while they are publishing the content, we need to be sure of what exactly they are talking about. Obviously, in the briefing materials, we are going to show them things they need to create. Then also, in the last week, we should be getting some, engagements, even if it's just people coming to, make inquiries. And also, people are already knowing the book outside of your own, circle, outside of your own community. People are already getting to know the book, and obviously, we are already getting at least little sales. So yeah, the budget, I did like a budget of 1 million naira. 60% goes to the influencer, which is like 600k. Nano influencer takes like 400k. The micro takes like 200k. Then for content support, like video editing, graphic design, creative assets, I gave him 150k. And I think it seems realistic. Or what do you think?
Does. It
Yeah,
does
then
actually.
yeah, then we have paid ads, just you boosting. If you see that an influencer is getting traction, you can just
Sorry,
take the
the paid
post
ad
and
will be on which platform?
what did you say?
The paid ad will be on which platform?
Instagram, majorly. Like when you see that these influencers,
I think you can also use TikTok because TikTok is really converting these days too.
yes. When you see that this influencers post is actually doing well, for you to also just tap, let me let me say tap. You will just take it to your page and also boost things also. Then for the campaign management, which is like 10%, just for coordination, tracking, reporting, the person that will be reaching out to this influencer, that will be coordinating everything, tracking, reporting to you. Then obviously, if you feel 1 million naira is a lot, I actually did like a pilot approach, something that you can actually test first, which is around 150k, and it's just for like a month. So that way you can just test things before we move to the 1 million naira part. So it's just more of 3 influencers, Nano, one micro influencers, and it's just us testing all of these things, the content formats, the engagement, to see if you know 1 million naira can be put into it. If we do 150k and we get results, why not try um something like bigger? Yeah, so then these are our KPIs. Obviously awareness first, then after awareness we start to like you know get inquiries, then sales, and also maybe 20% to 30% from influencers efforts. Obviously we are going to like have other marketing strategy in place, but influencers just for the trust and the credibility. Then yeah, so I think we're almost getting to the end. So I think some of the risk that we can actually come about is just, the fact that Nigerians are not reading anymore. And what we can actually do is just you focusing on transformational stories, your own personal story, how I was able to move from point A to point B. People that has read a book, you can have like an interview with them. Oh, what did you get reading this book? How has it been able to like help you? Then also the fact that algorithm changes and all of that. That way we are going to use multi-platform approach and your own medias. Yes, so and also immediate actions. What should we do in the next 30 days? Is approving the budget. Let's start identifying some influencers. Even though I have like a list of influencers already, we just have to start reaching out to them with the selection criteria that I mentioned, content guideline, balancing everything, then us tracking, just us swinging into action. That's what is next. So thank you so much, and let me know if you have any question now. Thank you.
All right. I think this was very exhaustive and very, very well detailed. So you captured everything that would have expected from like a manager or an agency managing like my affairs. So it's very well detailed and well outlined. And I believe that
Thank
in fact this has even motivated me to like, if possible, go and sell my father's house now so that
to
I can
start.
so that I can go all out for this, because I believe that it's really going to convert. And apart from that, I was telling someone like recently that the research that is being done with your program, it's also going to help us to leverage this on approaching government, educational institutions, foundations, about possible ways they can actually buy this book in bulk and then now distribute it to indigent students and stuff like that and all. So there is now a bigger tone and a bigger approach to how we are even looking at how we can mass sales and mass offload the book and all, which is another part entirely. But I believe that with this influencer campaign and all, it is going to give us that leverage to now go for other opportunities. So it's like the
Yeah,
perfect foundations to build in terms of like what other thought we are actually looking at putting into the book project and all. So I think this is very, very fantastic, well strategically put out and all. And
thank
so
you.
I want to confirm. So for the you said there is supposed to be two phase. The initial pilot phase, which you said you require a budget of 150K, then the second, which requires a budget of 1 million. So when are you thinking we should start?
Yeah, like we can start as soon as possible. The pilot approach is just to test things. Like obviously, the economy is crazy, and the 1 million naira is a lot of money. So if we start with like 150K first, just to even see, like just to even test things, then after that one, if we are able to, at least if we see that there is possibility, then we can go into we can go on larger scale.
Okay. So what I will need is I'll need a document like outlining like everything we are doing with this 150K on, things that I
Mm-hmm.
need from me, like maybe the book package, everything,
Yeah.
information, so that I can work on it this week. So possibly
Okay.
by next week we can pilot
Okay.
the initial stage. So
All
that,
right. Okay.
yeah.
Thank you so much for joining, and I really do appreciate your feedback.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Let me stop
Thank you.
recording.